Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost and pricing for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 77-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is go to our website. We've got these free quotas on just about every page. Select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And then select the coverage amount. And then put in your birthday and the rest of the information, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that is going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest pricing in your state. And what this will allow you to do is avoid all that garbage stuff you see advertised on TV and in magazines and stuff where they offer like a super low rate. And then when you get on the phone with them, that low rate is for almost no coverage at all. And then they go for the upsell and try to get more money out of you. It will also help you eliminate those plans that have mandatory 2-year waiting periods, where in many cases where you're going to overpay by up to 200%. So be a smart shopper. We can help you be a smart shopper. Check out our quoter. You can also call us online at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out there. But one of the first things you should probably ask yourself as a 77-year-old female looking for $10,000 worth of insurance is that going to be adequate for your final expense needs? Now, final expense is typically going to be one of two things, cremation or burial. Now, if you're going to get cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. So we would typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage for that. You may be going, whoa, that's more than the cost of the cremation. That's right. You're 77 years old. We're hoping you make it to 87, maybe even more. And we know things are going to go up in price, including cremations over the next 10 years. So what we recommend doing is just getting a little extra coverage on there, and that inflation proofs your plan. And then God forbid something came up and you died a little bit sooner than anybody thought. There's just a little bit more money left over there and maybe take care of some other final expenses or medical bills or kind of anything that might be unresolved there. So if you are looking for a cremation and a ceremony, maybe a celebration of life remembrance ceremony, something like that, that's typically going to be between $3,500 to $4,500. So we would typically recommend between $7,000 to $10,000. Again, just trying to inflation-proof your plan there. Now, we don't recommend, in most cases, especially when we get into our late 70s, getting like $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 worth of insurance, because a lot of times people will see that pricing and go, oh, there's no way I'm going to do that. And then they don't do anything, which is terrible because a lot of times they want that much coverage because they want to give some money to the kids. Well, just understand when you get some sort of policy to pay for your final expenses, you are giving money to the kids because otherwise they're going to have to pay for this themselves. So we recommend just getting what you need. Don't get what you want, but really what you need. And, if you want to add more coverage later, we can always help you do that. And also, if you are of the financial means where you can get more insurance and it's not going to hurt you financially, yeah, we can look at maxing you out at what you need. But most people we help, again, are on a fixed or limited income. So we're really just courteous to them and work with their budget. Now, if you're going to get buried, the average cost of a burial in the United States is right around $10,000 right now. So if you walk into a funeral home, pretty much anywhere in the U.S. with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. It's not going to be anything fancy. I can guarantee you that. But it's hard to imagine they would say no to $10,000, tell you to walk out the door, of which you would then just walk down the road a couple blocks to one of their competitors and they would take the money. So just in most cases that are going to do it for you, it's just going to be very simple. And if you plan on living too many more years, like from 77 to 87, be a good idea to get a little bit more coverage. We would typically recommend somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000, just in inflation-proof your plan. But again, if money's tight, just get the $10,000. That takes care of the bulk of the obligation right now, and you can always add more coverage later. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. That is really important. We do not recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. Now, what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your policy were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for 10, 15, 20, 25,000, whatever the coverage amount was. That's exactly what you want. First day coverage. It's going to get you immediate payment and the lowest rates. That's really important. But a lot of people would say, well, I like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health, and I'm worried about that. And we say, hey, that's a worry for us. That's not a worry for you, as far as it goes with this insurance anyway. And the reason we say that is that's why we work with so many different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions, and they all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're averaging 95% approval for first day coverage or benefits. The only reason you wouldn't qualify is if you had some real significant health issues going on, like you had a terminal illness and you were going to die in the next 12 months, or if you had dementia, or you were on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home, something like that. If that were the case, we'd probably refer out to a different insurance company. What also seems to happen, like every week, it seems somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's at the funeral home. The funeral director's not going to do anything until he gets money. And we need to get this insurance right away so that we can, get a check in our hand to get the funeral home director paid. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really terrible that the person who died did not take care of this. I'm sure they loved their family, but they never got this insurance. They probably thought they would have time until one day they ran out of time. But what a horrible legacy to leave behind, because most often what happens is families have to put this on credit cards at 26% interest rate, and then they just end up having to pay for this years and years and years and years. And what a horrible legacy to leave behind, that the last thing you did was burden your family with this debt. So don't be that person. This insurance is affordable. You can do it. You don't know if you're going to die 20 minutes from now or 20 years from now. Get this while you can and lock in your lowest rates and leave behind a wonderful legacy. Now, one thing we don't recommend, as we already mentioned, is getting a plan with a 2-year waiting period. Now, Colonial Penn, probably one of the, I guess they're well known out there. I think it's probably just because they advertise on TV. It seems like every 7 minutes there's a $9.95 commercial. And most people don't know that $9.95 plan has a 2-year waiting period. Oh, yeah. And there's other companies out there that have 2-year waiting period plans. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha plan, Gerber, AIG. Boy, there's a bunch of other companies. That's the only thing they offer is 2-year waiting period plans. And a lot of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you'll qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, do not fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 77-year-old female is probably thinking, she outsmarted the insurance company, because she got to age 77, hadn't died yet. Now it's time to get her $9.95 plan. And she's probably thinking she's probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. And then she calls a Colonial Penn agent and or logs online on their website like we've done here, and finds out that, for $9.95 at her age 77, she's only going to get $689 for that $9.95. And man alive, that $685, that's not even enough to pay for a cremation anywhere that we know in the United States. And it doesn't really matter, because it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out in the first 2 years if she dies of any health or medical reasons. So, yeah, you just got to be careful out there. And a lot of people would say that these companies offer these low teaser rates, not to sell you that low cost plan, because what does $689 do? But, a lot of people would say they do that so that they can upsell you and get more money out of you. And we're not saying that's anything Colonial Penn would ever do, but you might want to kind of formulate that theory on yourself. But let's see if we can even get $10,000 here. The challenge is Colonial Penn only sells up to 15 units. And sometimes that's not enough, and it gets really expensive. So let's see. 12 units is $8,268. let's see, 13 units, 989, 14 units, we're getting there, 9646. There we go. We maxed out. 15 units is going to cost $149, roughly $150. That's going to be like $10,335. You cannot buy $10,000 on the nose for a 77-year-old female because Colonial Penn has their per unit pricing. The reason they have their per unit pricing, I would imagine, is so that they can offer a $9.95 rate and attract people in and, you know, maybe try to get more money out of them, up to 15 units in this case. So $10,335. Let's see what first day coverage would be. So here we are, $10,000, female, age 77. Let's click get quote, find out what that's going to be. Again, Colonial Penn, $10,000 is roughly $150. And we come here and we see that we can get that for around $80, $82 or $83. So Colonial Penn is almost 200% more expensive. Ouch. And Colonial Penn will allow you to overpay on that policy every day for the rest of your life. And they will sock you with a 2-year waiting period. But yeah, that's basically $150. And let's take a look at the math here. 83 minus 150. So that's roughly a $67 difference times 12 months. That would be around $804 a year. Let's round that to $800. And if you lived from age 77 to age 87, an extra 10 years, you will have overpaid right around $8,000 on a Colonial Penn policy that's only going to pay out $10,335. So yeah, you've overpaid. You've overpaid, not including the original premium. That's just what you overpaid. Why would you ever do that? Why would you not be a smart consumer? Be a smart consumer. We can help you be a smart consumer. We can help you understand what you can qualify and how you can save so much money. Let's look at some other insurance companies. Let's see, they're 83. Let's see. 83. Oh, I mean, look at here. Ooh, holy cow. Lumico. See them once in a while. First day coverage. But 83, that's $109. Wow. What's that difference? So that's roughly, I'm just rounding numbers here. That's roughly a $25 a month difference. That's $300 a year. That would be, after 10 years, that'd be roughly $3,000. Why? Why on earth would you overpay $3,000 when you don't have to? Just by choosing the wrong company. Makes no sense to us. Be a smart shopper. We can help you be a smart shopper. Let's look at another one here, like Colonial or Lincoln Heritage here. So they're a fine company, I guess. I mean, ooh, gee, look at that pricing. And yeah, it's expensive. It is level coverage. Lincoln Heritage has a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing. May do a couple other things, but it's not a free service. They're not charity. They're going to charge extra for that. That's $121 versus, let's see what that would be. So that's just roughly, top of my head, that's roughly $40 a month. I think it's like $38, but let's round it to 40. So that $40 extra a month times 12 months, that'd be roughly $480 more a year you're paying. And if you lived an extra 10 years, you will have overpaid right around $4,800. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $4,800 to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so? You know, a lot of people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. We would tend to agree, and we would rather you keep that almost $5,000 in your own pocket rather than give that to an insurance company. You could spend it on yourself or your family and have a lot more fun than giving that over to an insurance company. So what we've done at Funeral Funds of America is we've created a free funeral and estate planning guide. And what you can do is you can download that and print it off our website, and then you just fill it out. Who gets what goes where, and what you want done after you're gone. And then once that's complete, just keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, you've not only protected your family both financially, but also emotionally. Financially, because they've got the money to pay for everything. And then emotionally, they know exactly what to do. You've laid out everything in advance that you want done after you're dead. And what a wonderful gift to give them. They will know that you not only protected them in life, but actually in death when you were gone. And that's when they're actually going to need you even more. So what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. And you can change that at any point. If your plans ever change in the future, you don't have to let the insurance company know. You can just change that in your funeral and estate planning guide. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the most discounts and the best rates. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you understand what's going on and what you qualify for. Now, if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it or possibly add more coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy or just have some questions about what's going on or what might be best for you, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to the day we can help you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And we hope to talk with you someday about this, and I know we'll enjoy our time with you, and we will get you the best deal. So until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.